What is going on, guys? We're back with another video today, and we are in franchise doing another rebuild. This is of the 49ers. I know some of you guys have been like, hey, do a fantasy, douche. No one said that, but they could have, and I would understand it, because normally we would have done many more fantasies by now. I'm debating on maybe doing a rebuild stream. Maybe we do it, maybe we don't. I feel like you guys could hit a ridiculous amount of likes. If we can hit 300 likes on this video and some subscriptions, maybe, we'll do a live rebuild of that fantasy draft team we had for our How to Draft a Fantasy Team video. But let's look at this roster. We know the 49ers pretty well. We have a series on the channel. Check it out if you haven't. Enough of the self-promotion and asking of, sad things. Joe Staley is a very high overall. And you guys can see that already. Looking very good. Looking a bit like something from like the Lord of the Rings like movie series, but that's fine. No one's here to judge. Mike McGlinchey, he's already Joe Staley's age, and he's only 1 year in the league. What else do we have? We have Weston Richburg making a ton of money. As a 70 overall, costs us quite a bit. He's like 13 mil hit, basically. But we do have some young receivers here, and too many of them, to be exact. Breida, my man, going to be the starting running back here, because Tevin Coleman and him both kind of built as backups, but Breida, I think, has had a little bit more success. And I think Breida, I think he deserves it, even though he's probably not as built for it, I suppose. But I think Breida's had some pretty good success, so I'm going to let him start, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe Tevin regains the role. Definitely planning on re-signing Breida. Nick Bosa, the main man on campus, obviously besides Jimmy Garoppolo and Kittle, top three name on this roster. There's a lot of potential and a lot to like. Colbert, of course, with the better, development will play there. Jimmy Ward should probably be playing cornerback for us, but I guess that really doesn't matter. He's 28 already. He's really 28. Man, it's almost as weird as finding out like Robin Williams died 5 years ago. Like, when I heard that, I was like, are you actually for real? Like, are you kidding me? Or is this like some sort of game? What's the story? No. Time goes by quickly, and we all may be 55 years old by the time this video ends. You guys heard it in my voice. I'm already turning it. Of course, like we mentioned, Breida needs a contract, so we're going to knock that out. We're going to give him a 5-year deal. I'm not going to, he wants a 5-year. I'm not going to go any higher than that. Excited to stay. Jason Verrett most likely gets the deal, but we'll worry about that in another time. Eric Armstead, he wants a deal, and he's obviously worth the money. I'm surprised he's actually not asking for a little bit more. Potentially good enough to play starting DT somewhere else. Kendrick and Jordan Matthews, both needing contracts. Neither of them probably getting the contracts. Nick Mullens, by the way, this is a guy that I was actually debating on going for in our Buccaneers League. A lot of people saying, hey, maybe go for him. This is why I didn't go for him. A 4-year, $45 million deal. Like, you're not a starter, okay? You're a 68 overall. Do you have potential? Maybe. Are you out of your freaking mind? Absolutely. We may be doing well in our 49ers League. We may be the greatest players of Madden of all time. These are all obviously true things, but I'm not expecting a playoff berth here. Huh. Okay. So the Rams go on a pretty big losing streak. Hell, they actually lost like 9 games throughout. Who else do we have that's decent? Seahawks aren't usually that great. The Cardinals actually did pretty damn well. I mean, they looked like they just lost a lot out the gate and just didn't finish well. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can really say. 8-7-1. Honestly, I don't even think I wanted to make the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo, 3,800 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. Breida is actually pretty damn good with 1,100 yards. Yards per carry nowhere near as good as real life. Marquise Goodwin looking good. Win. Pettis. I thought we changed. I'm pretty sure I put Hurd in the slot. They might have auto-moved him. I don't even know if that's something they can do. Maybe I was lying. Maybe, maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better. Nick Bosa did not do super well. D Ford did pretty decently for Madden's concerns. And wow, Richard Sherman with a really good season. Robbie, not bad at all. Let's take a look at who had the most picks on the season. Sherman may have had the most. Obviously, can't go any higher in the development status, but still, let's see what we have. Richard Sherman, Jabril Peppers, Marshawn Lattimore. I think even if Jabril had a really great season like that, you still don't even know if it would be worth the trade that they played with the Browns. Yearly awards, obviously, we want to see if we got anything. Probably not. Yeah, not even close. Come on, Nick. Well, you gotta suck so much. Come on, man. But hey, we're in the playoffs. 81 overall. Really didn't upgrade too much. You know, we didn't really deserve to. We barely did well. Jimmy and company. Breida is a pretty damn good overall. Offensive line really did not improve much at all. Defensively, Nick Bosa, we knew he was a superstar. Never really looked at his abilities, so let's take a look. Strip specialist defenders with this. Ew. Like, that's good. Yeah, that's good, but that's a 90 overall. Strip specialist, though, get the hell out of here with that. That is nasty. Well, we're going against a low overall Giants team. However, they're 10-6, and if you have any knowledge of Madden at all, you know EA is sleeping someone over in the Giants headquarters because, I don't know, the Giants are just good. I don't know what it is. I sounded like Eminem there trying to do a rap, but like, wow. Every time, the Giants do really well. I mean, the Browns, fair enough, they actually do have an insane amount of potential, so they actually make sense. The Jets, the Bills sometimes come out of nowhere. Who else? Who else is a big name? I'm trying to think. I can't really think of another team. Here we are with a 10-0 lead, 10-3. Oh, it's going bad very quickly. Just like that, start of the second half, we are down by 3. Could have been worse, to be honest. I mean, defense is doing a really good job. Like that's all I can really say. We do get 7. Defense is doing a really good job, like I said. Of course, that's probably just a result of me slow simming. I mean, because even we're driving down the field, and we suck at driving down the field. We do not get the 2-point conversion. However, we've done enough to actually advance in the playoffs. I know, once again, it's a 71 overall, but you guys seen the scoreboard. We didn't do that well. We should have smoked them just based on overalls. But the Giants, for some reason, freakishly in sim, Nick Bosa really kind of underperforming, but nothing really much more to say about it. We move on to the divisional round. Obviously, we're doing a lot better than I thought we would. Hey, there's our guy right there, Richard Sherman. How you doing? Quan Alexander is going to be probably an 82 overall. He is. Coverage is always the most important to me. Like, it's just important. Like, block shed and all that, you can go away with that. I don't really care. In fairness, in this Madden, especially if you're going to use her a lot, it probably is better to just go for block shed. I'm kind of debating on what we want to do with Devin White. I almost called him Kevin White, man. I was really struggling there. 84 overall Eagles, they're very good. And they have good longevity in rebuilds. They usually last pretty much the entirety, like 4 or 5 years. So if we can beat the Eagles here, we're actually going to have a really good chance, mentally at least, to win this whole thing. Which I don't think have even won a Super Bowl yet. It's not like we're not rebuilding well. It's just, I think there's just something about progression and salary cap that's just kind of like messing up a little bit. It's not like anything to do with the game. It's just the way it is this year. It's hard to build the super teams, and we already know Sim is kind of biased towards certain teams, so it's just not easy this year. You know, in other years we struggled with super teams, so doesn't shock me one bit that we're struggling to win Super Bowls in this Madden. Start of the fourth quarter, we're looking pretty decent. We actually had a chance, it seemed, to put the game away there. And speaking of a chance to put the game away, I think we actually just did it. No, we did not. They don't have many timeouts, though, and we actually move on to the championship game. What is going on? I will take it any day of the week. Carson Wentz plays poorly. Jimmy Garoppolo plays better than he did before. Not impressive at all, but still decent. Goodwin, God-tier stuff. 25 is as long as he had 182 yards. That is just a beast. That's just a beast. What else can I say? Kicking was perfect from both teams, so it's not something like that for the reason of winning. AJ Green is not an X factor anymore. I'm sorry, he's good, but the injuries and having a bad quarterback have kind of made him fall off a little bit, I think. He's still great, though. Nah, he's an X factor. Andy Dalton's an X factor, but for the other team. When he's in the zone, he can throw pick sixes better than anyone. That's not true. I'm sorry, Andy. You're not great, but you're not like as bad as I'm making it seem. Might try to move Solomon Thomas after this. I think most of the bonus would be paid off. Going against an even higher roster. I mean, this is obviously insane success. I have no idea how we even did it. 8-7-1 is nice, though. You know, it's like if you lose, you at least made the playoffs, probably get some upgrades off of it, and then you still get a good draft pick. But here, you know, we're actually making some work out of it, and the Colts make the Super Bowl. So I'm not saying the Colts are a pushover, but in terms of Super Bowl matchups, that's not the hardest team to beat. So we can actually win a Super Bowl. That would be insane. Everyone telling me, hey, how are your 49ers doing so well in sim here? Well, not sim, but you know what I mean. in your franchise? How you doing so well with them? It's because they're a decent team. They've got potential. They're young. They've got potential. That's it. That's all I can say. Is this drive going to be successful? Ooh, field goal, man. I suppose even if they get the touchdown, you do have a chance. We need 8 points. Oh, my God. Here we are. All right, Jimbo. Make a play. Kittle, good catch. I don't really trust the game. 50% passing. I don't know whose fault it is, so I'm not going to say much, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Jimmy's got to do better. That should have been picked. Under pressure instantly. 50% is unacceptable. Inside, Kittle, don't fumble. Needs the 2-point conversion as well. You don't see the AI convert those often this Madden either, which is obviously, a cause for concern, believe it or not. To the outside, good win. If he didn't catch that, I would be calling EA up, man, because he should have easily waited for that, whether the throw is good or not. You don't just run out of bounds. He did miss it, too. I knew he missed it. I freaking knew it. I knew nothing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Getting me all upset for nothing. How are you, that bad? All right, Goodwin, this is all you, man. Or Kittle, in fairness. I told you it was all you, Goodwin. I didn't say and Kittle in fairness. I said all you all the way, man. Hell, the whole team looks open. Throw this. There you go. Okay, 2-point conversion time. I almost want to let the AI do it. I don't know. I don't like this. Burrito isn't going to get open. Come on, catch this. Jordan Matthews, the GOAT. Can't wait till they score a one-hitter quitter. What the hell just happened? Oh, my God. What a punt, though. Damn, they just got a 40, 50-yard touchdown. Unfortunate. Horrendous overtime. I mean, I would fire Jimmy Garoppolo right on the spot. Can we get on with it? I mean, it's a great season. It worked out pretty well. We had a nice clutch drive there. Of course, the AI instantly went backwards. Didn't gain a single yard, technically. You can't really gain a yard if you've lost 18 to start it. Let's take a look at the stats. Jimmy Garoppolo was very inaccurate in, technical sense. I don't know how many were drops. I don't think it actually really tells you. It says drops, but it could literally be a hit stick, and that will count as not a drop, even though it technically is, at the end of the day. Holy crap! Almost 800 yards of punting. That's probably going to be more than our freaking Buccaneers Online User Franchise League. Please check that out if you have a chance. So let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl. It's going to be between the Colts and the Saints. Seen that one a few times. It's going to be the Saints. And it was. So let's take a look. We're 78 overall now. We're missing a few players, maybe some retirements. Did Joe Staley retire? He went from a 90 overall to gone. That's not good. That's what Mudd is like after the season's over. Really was hoping somebody would have went up in development, and that does not seem to be the case. Was McKinnon always? He must have been star. Jason Verrett, how you doing, pal? A 1-year deal worth $10 million? Okay. I honestly don't know how much it would cost us, but I just know he's going to go to free agency. Nope, he's happy. Okay, fair enough. There's some decent backup wide receivers, but that's just not a position that we necessarily need. We might actually have to get rid of some of the players we already have and try to save some money. McKinnon, DeForest, Tyreek Hill if you're the Chiefs. Apparently Kareem and Tyreek Hill are both free agents. Obviously, I know Kareem was a Brown, but okay. I mean, do we just add the fastest wide receiving core in the league? At what point, how many times is Tyreek Hill going to be a free agent? That's all I'm saying. I have not seen that yet. That's the first time I've seen Tyreek Hill a free agent. So we're going to make some moves. We're going to get cheaper, and we're going to grab Tyreek Hill and hope he doesn't start kicking people. It was a false thing. She was looking for money. There's no possible way ever that he paid her off to be quiet. There's literally zero chance of that, dude. What are you, stupid? We're actually going to take a pretty high pick here. We're going to take pick 37 for Solomon Kawan and Jerick McKinnon. Solomon Thomas is actually pretty damn valuable. It's just we have depth. So there's really just no point in holding on to him. There's going to be a bit of a hit, so I don't know if we're going to be able to afford it even though we got cheaper. It appears we may barely catch him here. I think he'd be good for 5 years, so we'll save a little bit of money in the long run. We're broke. I don't know where all our money is. Is it Jimmy? Is it big old Jimbo? We did take a bit of a hit once again. I don't know what the rookie reserve is as well. Tyreek Hill did not sign with us. And the Buccaneers have upped the ante quite a bit. AJ Green is in free agency. We just talked crap about him, so I don't know how he would want to join us. We're going to offer every dime we have. I mean, I don't even know how much we really need Tyreek Hill, but I'm just thinking of a really good title right now, so I just want to keep that dream alive. The Buccaneers are paying a lot of money. There's no chance in the world that we can get him. Well, that dream's gone, unfortunately. Yeah, that went. Wow, please don't tell me Sue actually drops like 10 overalls. There's no way he drops 10 overalls. For real? I'll be letting Sue go as well if I have to. I mean, 10 overalls is rough. Wait, Trent Taylor was on there, or did we already trade him? Because I don't remember seeing his name. That's a little unfortunate. So we ended up with Bowling. Oof, Kwiatkowski we missed. We did get Derek Watt on a very cheap deal, which allows us to get rid of Kyle Juszczyk. It really sucks losing Kwiatkowski there because, once again, we need an outside linebacker. Is there any other option now? Woodyard, Mason Foster, star development. I don't really like any of the options here. We could go with Sean Lee for a year, though. Most people probably wouldn't want him, so I'm going to go for like a mid-tier deal. And we'll go through the draft, which I found a couple of decent players. I don't know how, what their developments are going to be like. I'm honestly debating this wide receiver, but he looks a little slow. We also have this cornerback, Woodard. Has a terrible combine grade, but he looks decent. So, I don't know. He's 24. I mean, he's a 4th-round pick. It's not like it's going to cost us a whole lot to get there. So, I don't know. But here's the wide receiver. Of course, it's a really good player. This guy could be insanely good. Same with, honestly, this guy as well. But Ryan Herron, he's 6'2", and this team doesn't really have much height at wide receiver. But his route running and his catching is really solid. I know, once again, he's a little bit on the slower side, but, maybe with a star or even superstar development, if we're lucky enough, he could be good. The question is, are we actually going to get him? I don't know what our pick is. It's probably really bad. 29th, one of the worst picks you could possibly ask for. So, unfortunately, the Chargers take our wide receiver, and I really, really wanted him. I'm not really sure what else is here for us to take now that that's gone. We do have Ellington, who's an early 2nd. I mean, I'd probably like to move up to 20 if he's there. I really wanted Herron, man. Would have been nice. But maybe that left tackle is decent. It looked like one of the best linemen in the draft, in fairness. We're getting a little risky here. But he's a left tackle, man. It's a boring pick. We're going to lose him if I go any further. Oh, what a bust from the Patriots. So we give up a 3rd round next year, 29 this, and the youngster Greenlaw to move up 9 spots with the Cowboys. They obviously don't need a left tackle, and most of the picks around here, I believe, are linemen. So let's go to draft order, and we will take Antoine Ellington. He looks really good. I mean, this is a very good lineman. And with the development to back it up, so he's supposed to go 18, we took him 20. A little bit of a low overall, but obviously that development is huge. Automatically was a starter no matter what, even if Joe Staley didn't retire on us. But yeah, that's a pretty big hit to lose Joe Staley. I don't know if he always goes year 1. 35 seems rough. I'm pretty sure we had it where Peters lasted an extra year, and he's freaking 37 out the gate, I'm pretty sure. Sammy Lawrence, I mean, we don't really need a tight end. We actually probably should try to keep it as cheap as we can, considering we're going to have to pay. Who's this guy? Jamal Mays? I don't really like the draft now. The draft is kind of dead to me. I was going to pay a lot to get up there. I didn't think he was going to go so early. He was a mid-first. I should have went. As soon as I got to the top 10, I should have picked him at the top, 10 spot exactly. Storier, or I don't know what his development is, but we're definitely going to draft him. Undrafted, totally worth it. So we trade 93, a 5th, and Sheldon Day to the Vikings for their high 3rd-round pick. And honestly, we're probably going to take best available. I think there's a cornerback, and who's the other guy? Wide receiver. I don't really know which one I want the most. Wide receiver isn't really a necessary need at this point, but the guy could have a lot of potential. Woodard's, yeah, we'll go Woodard. He's a little bit better. Normal development, 70 overall. Could play safety in the future or even right now. Definitely worth the pick. Not a bad overall, actually. Do I want that wide receiver too, though? Let's take a look at our roster. I really wanted that Herron guy. I don't know what his development was, but yeah, I really wanted him. We've got some receivers. We can't do it. We can't do it. We saved up. We have an extra 2nd round for next year. Things are going to look pretty good around here, and I cannot wait Of course, we lost our second round to D Ford and also losing half our damn cap space to D Ford along with it. Not really a whole bunch here. We're going to try to trade down and then use our picks on Storier. All right, 6th round pick. We're going to go with Storier, who is hidden. Star development. I'll take it. Looks actually pretty damn good. That's a steal. I think we've had one like that before as well. Kind of reminds me of that quarterback that had a red bar. He was like a late 5th, and he went like 2nd round. No, it was high 3rd round. And he was actually very good, and he had hidden. So, I don't know. This year, you can kind of just go for whoever you want and hope for the best. We obviously have some coaching XP to use. My boy Kyle. Not going to say the rest of the name. Low overalls, but decent. You know, left tackle was superstar. We had a star tackle, and then the corner was normal, but he can kind of play, what is it called? Safety, perhaps. Really short. Very fast, though. Good agility. Great jumping. What's his development? Who freaking knows? Got PJ Rivers, who was the higher overall, but is he better? Because he's obviously slower. Really good jumping. Decent player. Is Pollard, like, super elusive? Because they really should fix that. I don't like that, man. That's, like, the one big pet peeve I have about Madden over the last few years. Maybe even the last 5 years, for all we know. There's just no elusiveness for these fast guys. It makes no sense. Like, the big guys should maybe have some trucking or stiff arm ability. Heron was actually faster than I thought, too, and he was hidden. 89 speed, 89 XL, 87 agility. I'm actually going to write his name down just so we do not forget his name. A lot of wide receivers, 3 in a row there. Top 3 picks were wide receivers as well. I mean, we overall made some pretty good decisions. Here goes Bag, super steal, apparently. Really good, you know, the Seahawks making out there. Pretty good job. I don't know who the hell this Tranquil guy is, but we're going to give him a 4th round pick for him. We need an outside linebacker. We couldn't get who we wanted. Sean Lee could still be in free agency. He is not, actually, unfortunately. We'll make some moves to see if we can get this team better through free agency, trades, whatever it may be. So we trade Juszczyk, a 5th round this year for the Cowboys' 3rd round and their backup just to try to save some money for him. I think it's a fair trade for both teams. The best fullback in the league by far. He's dangerous. There's a reason why he was paid so much in the first place. And the most important fact of all of it is that the Cowboys now easily have the most dangerous rushing attack in the league. We don't really even need the draft pick, but we could use our 2 seconds and 2 third rounds to maybe move into a higher pick in the first, have 2 first-round picks, and maybe complete this team completely. A lot of words said quickly. That's how you know I know what I'm talking about. Offensive line, of course, takes a bit of a hit, but Ellington could be an 80 overall by the end of the season. He's on our practice squad here. We need a backup quarterback. We'll get to that. Receiving core, yeah, I'm a little worried about Goodwin. Can't lie. He's 29, about to be 30. Kittle's a beast. We do have to pay him. We now have the money to do so. Tranquil, he's kind of a, bandage for the linebacker spot, but, for now he's all right. We're a good team. Can we take the next step, though? That's the question. So Kittle is one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name, on the list here, and he wants a 5-year deal, so we will give him that deal. Richard Sherman, he's going to take a little bit of a drop, but we're going to offer him right now because he's going to be a pain to try later. Exactly. DeForest Buckner, a guy that's definitely going to get a 4-year deal from us. If he goes to superstar, I'm going to be a little regretful that we didn't give him a 5, but that's fine. Tevin may be let into free agency. Same with Jason Verrett. Tart, I'm not sure. Adrian, we'll give him a 4-year deal. He's worth the price. He's super cheap. How much does Tart want? Is he 27? He's 28. I feel like we can get him for that price in free agency, if not cheaper. I don't know. It's iffy. It's hard to decide. All right, Simmons at the playoffs. I mean, we made it there last season with an 8-7-1. We're now 9-7. The Rams do retake the division. I hate them, but it's fine because as long as we're in, we have a chance to win. I don't know. Matt Breida, pretty damn good. However, Tevin Coleman not. The touchdowns are low. So where is our scoring? We need more passing touchdowns. We need more rushing. One of the two. Pass rush in general, Nick Bosa on 5.5. D Ford looking pretty rough himself. Pick totals, nothing really too happy about that. Robbie is so good. We got to keep him around. And let's see what the overall of the team is. We are now an 81 overall. Any crazy upgrades? Let's see. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's an 80. Breida, looking pretty good. 87 overall. Receivers, nothing special. Kittle got his scheme fit. Storier was actually starting, but they pulled him last second. I keep calling him Andre Ellington. What's his name? Antoine Ellington. 79 overall superstar development. It's all about the development, boys. Almost has an ability, but not yet. One upgrade away. Tranquil looked pretty decent. D4. Is he already regressing? What's the story here? 29, man. What an expensive player. Did pretty well year one, but this year was not great. The Packers went from no one to someone. However, they're still really low overall, so expect us to lose. All right, so here we are, starting off with the Packers scoring 3. We score 3 back. Defense makes a play on both sides. Our defense doing a little bit better, and offense having a lot more opportunities, so we need to take advantage of these, win the game, and we're looking good in the wild card round. Packers going to score 10. We do have a field goal drive, which is probably going to be enough, and hell, put more 7 points on the board. Really confident, dominating win here going against the Packers. Made it to the championship last year. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play well, but Rodgers played horrendously. Receiving touchdowns, okay. Caden Smith somehow randomly. David Bakhtiari, the best left tackle in football, got smoked by guys like D4, DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa. Really good game on our part. Robbie has been consistent as hell. I might actually have to start trading for the man. He's so good. Look at Eddie. Look at him. He's like, come on, man. We traded for kickers? Come on. Who you think this is? We ain't trading for kickers. Going against the Falcons, 12-3-1. For some reason, they actually turn, they do really well in sim. They start off kind of a low overall as well, but here they are. And that name's interesting. Good one, that is. Is there a chance we actually win a Super Bowl? Like, please? 49ers? Come on, get another one. 10-3. It's fine. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about this. Please. Defense is doing so well. Okay, start of the fourth quarter just about. Let's slow this thing down. We look like we're in an okay spot. And that is clutch as hell. We do get 7. Okay. There's a chance we can make the championship. Jimmy Garoppolo, do you want to be released? I get that Matt Ryan also did the same thing, but not really, because he was pinned and Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. Jimmy Garoppolo is trash. All right. Completely set to win the game, and we just choke it away. Jimmy, why do you do what you do? I don't know. Do you want to be murdered? Goodwin does get the catch down to the 42-yard line. We need touchdowns. He threw 2 picks in the fourth quarter. I mean, there's not clutch, and then there's whatever the hell Jimmy Garoppolo is attempting. Because that's just... Oh, what am I doing? Good try, Pettis. I was looking at the left side, and I could have had it, but I think I was a little late, so I panicked. And that's what I love to do. Panicking is my A game. He's going to throw in very late, but Goodwin with the footwork. Solid stuff. We get out of bounds. Everything's looking good. Throw it inside. Hurd. Ooh, almost caught. I don't know what Hurd's doing there, but he tried to get extra yards. Just get the catch. Get that out of there. And he actually catches the ball. What a blown coverage. Was that Keanu Neal? Oh my God, that almost reminds me of the Vikings-Saints game. There is no way in hell. He misread it. Look at that. It was almost similar to it. I'll just miss the extra point. Yeah, I'm not doing that. There's no chance that's happening. Zero chance. And you can't say, oh, maybe it was the pitch thing. The thing about that is 100% of the time when people go for the pitch play, they go for a pass. They always go for the pass, literally always, because you at least kind of guarantee yourself open space. But if you run the ball, somebody can get a lucky grab on you and, take you down. But obviously, if you throw over the middle, they're not going to be sitting in the middle. They're going to let you catch it. So the game literally just said they ran the ball out to go to OT, and somehow we blew the coverage and let them go. So we're not going to be able to replicate overtime. We're just going to sim, and whoever gets it, gets it. Wait, is it actually going to let me resume? I think it's actually going to resume from before, so we actually can go back and take a look at what's going to happen. Because clearly that's a glitch. It should not be 100-yard, 80-yard run back. 1st and 10, that's fine. We're driving on the field. Here we go, looking good. And we win the game. Suck it, haters. We're on to the championship. Let's take a look at the stat line of that game. Jimmy Garoppolo played horribly in the fourth quarter. Luckily, we kind of came in and saved the day. Breida, nice little game for himself. Fairburn, not going to look at anything else. We're on to the championship again. I can't believe the 49ers are doing what we're doing here. I'm pretty sure, literally every time I've looked, weird way to say it, I'm a 10-year-old girl or something. The Niners have never done well, but you can see here the Giants, who are even worse than us, are back into a big game. This is... I hate the Giants, man. Please don't. This is a success already, the way it is. But if we could get to the Super Bowl and maybe even win it, it would be the best rebuild of the year so far, I'll tell you. We didn't really make any moves. However, what we did do was we got rid of some players that we weren't, necessarily needing, saved some money, grabbed some extra picks. We landed a really good lineman to replace Joe Staley. It's the small stuff that matters. Huge rushing touchdown for Saquon. Again, this is a offensive onslaught from both teams here. Unfortunately, they look like they're doing just a little bit better. Start of the fourth quarter, we're down 7. Just need to stop. Apparently, Eli Manning or whoever's the quarterback is doing God things. 10 minutes left. Come on. Got to score on this drive, fellas. It's taken us a long time to get down there. And we miss a 34. Robbie's been almost perfect, and he misses a 34-yarder. Although it doesn't even... No, it would have mattered. Oh, Robbie, no. Unfortunately, we lose to Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater smokes Jimmy Garoppolo because Jimmy Garoppolo is just not a good QB. Unfortunately, Saquon does amazing things. 2 rushes of over like 70 each. Love it. Gotta love it. Oh, man. Robbie, really? Jimmy is so bad in sim, man. It's so frustrating seeing the things that we're seeing, Well, moving on to the Pro Bowl. Let's view your message. What do you want to talk about, huh? What do you want to talk about, Taylor? The NFL has selected you to coach the Pro... Oh, thanks, Taylor. Thanks for the Pro Bowl coaching, even though it wasn't you at all. See the Pro Bowl roster. Do we have anybody? Which side are we on? Niners. We're the NFC. Our ex-fullback. None of our wide receivers. Kittle's not there, unfortunately. The left guard that was just drafted recently is in there. What the hell? Oh, that reminds me. I actually want to see the guy, that wide receiver. What team did you get? The Chargers. Something tells me he was probably superstar development. Chargers it is. Ooh, 82 overall. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be absolutely kidding me with this guy. He upgraded his speed and excel in a season as well. Let's take a look at what his stats were. Yeah, he was terrible. He went up so high, though. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Congratulations, fellas. We still landed a really good tackle, so it is what it is. Giants versus the Browns. Watch the Giants win this. Nope, they got smoked. So Richard Sherman's going to want a contract. He's probably regressed a little bit. Richard Sherman actually wasn't here for us in one of our rebuilds. Was the Seahawks? Actually, maybe, I don't remember. It was a different year. How much do we have to pay this man, actually? Paid him quite a bit. Yeah, I forgot that his money dropped, but the contract didn't reset. That's kind of an interesting thing. We're going to let some of these guys go. I'm surprised Clint's still here, but we did get him for almost a minimum last season, so we'll let it happen again. If we're going to get him, we're going to get him. See, we actually probably have a little bit of money to work with as well, so 34 mil to work with. We're an 80 overall. We're in a good spot. Goodwin maybe needing to be replaced soon. What's the regression looking like? -1 speed, unfortunately. So he's got maybe a year in him as a starter. Need a new right guard. Not really sure what else we need on the offensive line. Defensively, linebacker, cornerback. Oh, I thought Woodard was a 77. Nope, he's a 71. So we need a safety and a cornerback. I think we can easily get that in the draft or free agency. Maybe spend a little bit of money on a wide receiver if there's one. So Zeke is there. Obviously, we don't need a running back, so unfortunately, we will not go there. Will Fuller, a 4-year, $50 million deal, is quite expensive. Tevin Coleman, I will pay back if we can get him back for the price. I mean, he's a pretty good backup. Offering him a little bit of a low ball because running backs aren't super hard to find. Would love to pay Takaris McKinley. I'm going to take a look real quick. Ooh, Alex is looking good. Like, we let go of our left outside linebacker, didn't we? So Alex would be a good replacement. He's pretty good, too. So we do get Tack McKinley. We lose Woods, no, and Alex. We actually get Tevin. That was a little bit of a shock. We paid him like a 3-year, $7 million deal. I can't believe we lost Alex and Xavier. Xavier was the #1 guy I had. Tack was kind of a cap relieving move, but really wasn't necessary. Damn, so we need a linebacker, safety, and a corner all in the draft at least. This is unfortunate. So we get Devin McCourty, which is nice. We have some more scouting. I have a couple of names that I'm believing in. all the positions we need. So I'm really hoping that it works out here. So we trade pick 29, 61 in person for pick 14 from the Lions. I try to give them the straight-up trade for the 3rd round, but they wouldn't take it, so we're going to have to take like a 7th round next year off of them. I think that's a pretty fair trade. There's a lot of cornerbacks up here, and we need to get one of them. So best available at 14 is going to be the way to go. So there are 3 cornerbacks here. We have a short guy named Redmond. We've seen that there was a guy short last time. It was really good. We have Dre Godfrey. Ooh, Dre Godfrey looks really good, actually. But we have this guy with higher potential, 4'4". Like, everything's pointing towards Godfrey, right? He's a proper number 2. Everything's pointing towards Godfrey, but at the same time, like, Randall Clemens, he's got the higher awareness and play rec. He's got better zone. He can play safety if he has to. Dre's got the potentials, but something's telling me that because he has the potentials, he's not going to have the development. I think he'll be star. We're going to go Clemens. This is going to be so stupid. 75 overall. Thank God. Okay, so superstar development. I mean, even if Dre had superstar X Factor, I know, stupid decision by us, but yeah, that was actually really dumb. Why the hell did we even do that? Like, we landed a great player, but like, why? So we trade Richburg, 47 and a pick, a 4th round next year for their pick 33, which is, it's a little iffy, but we traded a lot to get to 15, maybe even a little bit too much. That running back looks good, but this safety is a must get. He's a little on the slower side for speed, but I think he's going to be good enough. 76 overall with star. I mean, that's good enough for me. That's going to be probably a starter. I have to say probably because we did get Devin McCourty as well. Offensive line is still an issue, so we may trade up again here. I didn't get a chance to scout these 2 guys. I just missed out on them. Don't know if we're actually going to be able to get them now. Cade Church is an early 3rd, so we'd pretty much have to get to here, which I don't know if we can actually do. So we traded D Ford and a 4th this for the Bengals pick 37 in the 2nd round. Hopefully the guy's still there. Okay, thankfully he is there. Probably going to trade most of everything else. We do have those guys we'll maybe take a look at. Cade Church. Star better, baby. Star better. Thank you. Supposed to go number 1, which obviously isn't true. He's very good, though. Kind of slow. Good excel, but kind of slow. Not a great pulling guard, but a decent player. I don't think there's really much more for us to get. That's another amazing draft. Obviously, there's players that could have been better. Maybe the corner we should have went for was better. You know, he did look better in the potentials, but we always go for the potential guys, and it doesn't work out. We don't even need the tackle anymore. But speaking of tackles, we could use this guy. We're going to draft him out of nowhere. Yeah, it didn't work out so well. He's not terrible. You know, he's a role player, but for a 3rd round pick, that's definitely a bust. You can see here we had an amazing draft, like absolutely great. You know, the strong safety a little bit slow, but overall totally worth it. Let's take a glance at some of the guys that were the best of their class. Let's take a look at overall first. Highest overall was a right end Tyler Copper, 78 overall. Not a whole lot of great players outside of that. We have Cade Church up there, Keon Witherspoon. I think this was actually one of the guys you could have chose after our pick. Actually, no, it was before our pick. Brian Caldwell, Hunt. You know, these are really good players. Kadeem Hayden, let's take a look at him. Hidden 75. I kind of wish, you know, especially since there is the glitch in the game, I kind of wish they would just revert it to, like, not showing hidden, just so we can see if we made a mistake or not. Let's take a look at the cornerback. Speaking of mistakes or not, he went 17. He was faster, lower overall, though, and a lot more raw, so it comes down to who had the better development. I don't know. I mean, he had hidden, so at the end of the day, he might have been the better pick, but our guy is superstar. I'm not mad at it one bit. Pretty much replaced Jason Verrett with a younger, less injury-prone Jason Verrett, really. So we're obviously starting a few youngsters on the team. Receivers, we really need to address this season. Unless we win the Super Bowl, then we don't have to worry about it. See ya. You know what I mean? But the offensive line, you know, we got the center, the left tackle, the right guard, all youngsters. Lakin's probably getting up there, and he's not very great. McGlinchey, he's obviously fine. You know, Kittle, all those guys. Really just worried about Goodwin and the left guard. And then linebackers, Tranquil could be replaced. And then, you know, maybe Colbert in the future. But right now, I mean, we have the pieces. We have the potential to develop. That's all we need to do is just get them to develop. Simply put, Fred Warner's an 85 overall now. And, you know, maybe Nick Bosa at left end will actually make some movement. So far, it's been the story about how we can keep this team as cheap as possible, young as possible, and just draft well, really. That's it's kind of what you're always aiming for. But another unexpected thing is the slow development so far. Our guys are really not deving up very quickly or just upgrading, obviously. So we have Richard Sherman, a 1-year, $13 million deal. Probably will give it to him. McGlinchey, looking good. I mean, not expensive really at all. He's a huge player. And he's, a huge importance. Dante Pettis, he'll obviously get the long-term deal. We're actually doing really well, saving money. Jimmy Garoppolo, probably not going to be on contract too much longer. So if we did want to go elsewhere, which honestly we may want to, we could do that. Fred Warner, I think, is a, huge part of this team. So I'm going to give him that long-term deal. Goodwin, I don't know, man. I really like Goodwin, but he's regressing so damn fast. I don't know what to do with him. Well, we're just going to wait. I mean, we have the money, so if we have to overpay after the fact, maybe he does well, we'll do it. Sherman may retire. He usually does. We'll see. He might even play safety. He's getting really slow. All right, head to the playoffs. Obviously, we got some contracts done. We have actually a lot of salary cap left over. We're in a really good spot right now, and we missed the playoffs. Now, the reason why I'm mad with this one, we were 7-4 at one point, and we dropped down to 8-8. I don't know what you want us to do. 4 straight losses. We lost to the Bears by 21. Texans. Oh, man. The Lions, the Vikings. I mean, there's some tough teams there, I suppose, but Jimmy Garoppolo is just not the guy, is he? 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 13 picks. I mean, that's decent numbers, I guess, but I don't know, man. Like, what's going to put us over the edge, like, over the top? Like, we're one of the best teams, yet we're not consistently. I mean, I know we made the playoffs the last 2 seasons before then. No pass rush at all. Love it. The rookie, Clements, actually did really well. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate things. Go to the Super Bowl, I suppose. Not really much more to it. Super Bowl is between the Bengals, of all the teams in the world, the Bengals and the Cowboys. The Cowboys do win. Apparently, Sherman's still here. We'll find out if that's true. Goodwin, 79 overall. So he wants a 2-year deal. I think he's worth a 2-year, but he's going to move down to slot receiver. Hopefully, he's a big name in free agency. I'd like to play for a new team, and that you will, pal. Lakin, we can definitely get better than him. And we need a new number 1 corner. So we're going to have the most cap coming into free agency, probably, which is impressive, to say the least. Which will give us a chance to sign some of the best. Please be good players. Leighton Vander Esch. Okay, so Michael Gallup's there. He's going to be our new number 1 wide receiver, and technically the best one this team has seen, because even Goodwin, even though he's really good and he's a difference maker, he's not super high of an overall. So we're giving him a decent bit of money. Dante Jackson is there. We'll definitely pay him as well. We'll give him a 5-year deal to play the number 2 corner spot, because he's actually just as undersized as the guy we already have. Who else did we let go? We let go of a backup safety. Hines would be a nice backup, but of course Tevin's still around. I don't really... Oh, we need a new lineman, in fairness. And a new lineman, and then I think that's pretty much it. And once again, just hope for the best on upgrading these damn players. Headed to the next week, please. Okay, those are huge names. So we got Mitchell Schwartz, Michael Gallup, and Dante Jackson. Honestly, at this point, if we don't make it to the Super Bowl, I might just have to call it here, because we're the best team in football now with this insane lineup we just created. I don't really know what else you want me to do here. Schwartz is a little big for guard, but he's not overly big. He's maybe a couple inches, a couple pounds too heavy. But we've seen big guards in the past. I think Alex Boone played right guard for the 49ers at 6'8", if I'm not mistaken. Actually, he did move to tackle, didn't he? I don't even remember. But Michael Gallup's the main guy. We did lose Goodwin, unfortunately. But it's okay. I'm not going to cry. I may cry. Great offensive line. We're an 85 overall. Do we even settle the defense? Dante is technically, once again, number 2. And Clements, he does fit number 1 because he's obviously the best. We could have went for Leighton Vander Esch as well, but we've seen that move once before from us. I don't think we're in that position where we're that desperate at this point. Looking at what we need, it would really just be looking to replace older players. Maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo replacement. He's 30. Usually quarterbacks are really rough by the time they're 33, 34 this Madden for whatever reason. You would think as the Maddens get, keep coming out, it would actually get longer, but for some reason they really cut it short. I mean, most of the guys are low 80s, if even 80s. I've seen Big Ben at 69 overall at one point, just retire, I feel like they're trying to make like a almost like an Eli Manning case where he's still playing. He's in that age where people think you can still play the game of football, and he's just not doing well. Clemens did get a speed there, which was nice. Just trying to maximize his overall, 85 overall as we wanted. Superstar development looking good, 5'10", 210. So he's a little short, but he's obviously pretty thickness, and I like it. Fred Warner actually went up to Superstar. I didn't notice that at first. Finally, gave him a 5-year deal. Perfect timing, I suppose. What else do we have? Anyone else? Schwartz looking good. I mean, it's a really good team. I got to look back again and see who we actually need. Once again, it's about getting younger, but there's really not a main position we need to go. Left guard, obviously, because Schwartz isn't going to last long. We only have him on a 1 year anyways. Wide receiver for the future, potentially, even though Gallup is still very young. Defensively, I guess, maybe like an Eric Armstead replacement. He's 28. I guess we'll look at DT and safety. DT and safety is really all. I mean, I guess another corner wouldn't hurt. DT, safety, cornerback, linebacker, the huge. So we have pick 16. Now, there's really only 2 coverage guys. There's one here, Tracy Rhodes. I have no idea how good he is. And then you have Wendell Barkley, who looks pretty good. He's got decent stuff. But the main thing is he's very fast. He's super young. So this guy's obviously a power rusher. He looks really good, too. I might even take him. Do we trade up? The first things first, are the Titans going to take a linebacker on the outside? That's the question. Yeah, they probably will. So we're going to trade up to the Titans, which is going to be very freaking costly, and it's probably not going to be worth it. Tranquil's there. We could use Tranquil as a trade piece. Do we have any other draft picks? So we have pick 48. I thought we had extra picks, no? So Tranquil, pick 48, and it's 16 for number 2. We probably owe them at least a second round next year as well, unfortunately. But, oh, man, I'm actually starting to regret this. I don't know if we should actually go through with this. Man, why did I actually trade so much? Like, yeah, we need a new linebacker, but that's quite risky. What else do we have, actually? Oh, man, we should have just waited for some of these guys. That Cliff Ellington looks insane. Jamichael Long looks pretty good. At running back is a first rounder, so that's irrelevant. Well, we're here now. Wendell Barkley, please. Oh, no. Oh, yes, actually. Wendell Barkley. And the reason why I'm so excited is not only because he's Superstar X Factor, but he's our very first Superstar X Factor. He's got okay coverage. He's actually kind of like a Devin White coverage style guy. A little bit slower, but very fast in general. Unbelievable. Our first one, and it comes when we don't really even need it. This guy's basically a glorified backup. I mean, even though he's Superstar X Factor, I'm still kind of regretting it, man. We traded a lot to get there. 2 second rounds, pick 16, and a capable left outside linebacker. I know that guy's going to be insane. Maybe even a 90 overall in 2 years, but maybe we did offer a little bit too much. Early third. I mean, let's go to the end of this draft round first. I don't think we have anything really extra to trade. We'll take a look, though. Eric Armstead could be nearing the end of his contract. Nah, we're not going to worry about that. This guy is a late 4th, though. I mean, we're going to have to give up the lineman, which sucks, but that's just the way it is. Go to the early 3rd and make that trade. Actually, no, let's go to the end of the 3rd, and if he's still there, we'll take the DT, we'll trade up for him, and if he's not, we won't go for him. We can't really trade up too much. We already got rid of most of what we have. I think this is probably going to be the last season. Last season, whether we do really well or not, there's really not much more we can do to get better other than replacing the quarterback. And I've looked at these QBs. Obviously any of them could be Superstar Development, Superstar X Factor, but based on potentials and all that, and, the fact that they're green or red, it looks really rough. Moving on, I know that's the one thing I can admit that is kind of unrealistic about my rebuilds is that we don't draft every single round. We don't make the most realistic draft moves. But, signing players, re-signing players, we keep those pretty damn realistic. I will admit, the drafting's not, but that's only because, once again, we have the insight. It's realistic in the sense that if in real life a team knew that a guy wasn't going to be good or they knew there was no chance for that guy to have a future on the team, they wouldn't draft him. And, that's, for the most part, 95% true for the guys we don't go for. Even though they're there and they're supposed to go around there, they're not going to be that good. See if we can find this left tackle or DT, by the way. Ellington is the left tackle. Cliff Ellington, normal development, 77 overall, though. Definitely been worth the pick. Would have put him in at left guard as a backup once, Schwartz retired. Where's the DT now? I don't really remember his name, but he's probably a decent overall. It was like late fourth, so it'd be right around here. Was it Jose Parson? Normal, couldn't be him. Ah, here he is, Jermichael Long. He was hidden. This is going to be another one of those guys where you make a mistake. A lot of, we've had that in the past. A couple of superstars we missed on. Maybe even an X Factor. But we finally did get our own X Factor, speaking of, which is nice. Finally. It took us so long. I don't think we drafted an X Factor before this, right? I don't think so. But I'll take it. Finally an X Factor. And, of course, our team's looking pretty damn good. I'm not really sure how much better you can get without turning the salary cap off, I guess. All right, so apparently we're an 84 overall. We have a superstar X Factor at right outside linebacker. We have a great offensive line, decent receivers, decent enough, good running back core. Defensively, we have 2 really good corners, pretty damn fast. Defensive line best in the league. Linebacking core, depending on how Barkley goes, could be the best in the league as well. It's a really good team, probably a top 3 roster. If we don't even make the playoffs, that would be disappointing. I mean, either way, we're going to end it after this season, but if we don't even make the playoffs, that would be ridiculous. So looking at the re-signings, we have Schwartz. Nick Bosa we will do now because, of course, he would get the contract no matter what. Knock that out, and we do. Anything else? Quan, we'd have to think about. Jimmy, I would highly doubt we would bring him back. Robbie, if he's still here, definitely gets a contract. Some interesting names. I do like Mitch, even though he's not really that great. I like him as a kicker or a punter, I suppose. He'll get the contract, 3-year deal. We'll give him. Guys like Mitchell, Quan could stay. I actually give Quan the contract now. Why not? He deserves it. He's been on the team for a few years now. He's looking good. Headed to the playoffs. Let's see if we can make it. I mean, it'd be pretty freaking wild if we didn't. And I guess it's wild. 6. Guys, with the results we're getting, people are not going to want to watch these videos. I don't understand. I haven't watched any other rebuilds because I just don't have the time to make rebuilds and watch them. But is everyone else having insane success? Are they force winning or something? I haven't watched them, so in fairness, maybe every rebuild's like this. I've seen a couple comments saying that's been the case. Are people force winning and just not showing it, or are they going into the... I don't even know. What are they doing? Because how can we be a good team? An 84 overall. We have 200 plus XP sliders. We're drafting so well. We have an X Factor rookie. He's already an 80 overall. I don't understand what we can do. Holy crap. Wasn't he 86 acceleration to start the season? Got acceleration there. I'm pretty sure he was an 86. There's another 3 acceleration in regular. That's usually when we upgrade. Holy crap, holy. Okay, Barkley with some lucky upgrades. Acceleration, nice. I don't get it. I don't know what to do. Jimmy Garoppolo, that's the realistic move. They paid him that much money. It's going to be very hard for them not to keep him on the roster. He had to start, and there wasn't really a spot for us to take a new guy. Breida's played pretty damn well. Michael Gallup might not have the touchdowns, but over 1,000 yards first season on the team. Offensive line, easily the best in the league. Then I mean easily. Nick Bosa finally showed up. I mean, some of the other guys maybe not so much. Kicking, Robbie, that was his worst season. He missed 4 out of 15. That was his worst. I don't understand what's going on with Sim. Am I doing something wrong? I mean, I've been keeping the special teams intact for the most part. We lost by 30 to the Cardinals, 18 to the Panthers, 3 to the Raiders, any points to the Raiders. How? Falcons, okay, fair enough. The Cardinals, we lost by almost 30 in both games. What overall are the Cardinals? They're 5-11. I know I sound whiny here, but what is wrong with this game? Once again, we're going to do the ego thing. Of course, we were an 84. We may still even be an 84. Yeah, 84 overall, 78, 80, 78. I mean, this Giants team, I don't know if they've won the Super Bowl. They've been to the Super Bowl several times. 74, 77. We lost to this team. That's a 79. Lost to the 75 overall Raiders. The Ravens, they're pretty good, but they usually aren't. I mean, they usually don't go for Tyreek and Kareem Hunt. It just worked out for them. Saints, they're a pretty good team, but we lost both games, I'm pretty sure. Vikings are terrible. Broncos, Browns. I mean, there's only 1 or 2 teams better than us, and yet I bet you none of those teams did that poorly. Like, what overall the Cardinals? Oh, 76 overall. We lost, a casual 30 points each game to a 76 overall. Okay, I guess, if you say so. Like, did any of the other teams do really, like, not good? Like, any other team around our overall? Saints, great overall, did really well. Where's the Browns? Browns, they were bad, but 8-8, they still made the playoffs. I don't even know. Eagles, weren't they a good team? They're like an 80+. They went 4-12. I have no clue why Sim is so bad. What's going on? Let me know what you think we can do to combat this. Do we raise the sliders even higher? Do we start force winning at some point? Like, is there like, okay, you got to 83 overall, you get to force win four games in a season? I don't know. Patriots 44, Seahawks 37. That's going to be the 49ers rebuild. I mean, even after the season, 82 overall, and we have re-signings, we have tons of money. We may only have like 1 draft pick, but still, we can re-sign Schwartz. He's still worth using. This is a great team. Great team and still plenty of money. We can grab even more guys if we really wanted to. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have a suggestion for what team to do next, let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, maybe subscribe. Like the video if you liked it in general. Maybe follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr. But anyways, hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!